Hi, Sarah from SEWNZ Patterns, sewing patterns for children's clothes. Chances are you're here to find out how to make the skinny track pants. Voila! Let's get going. So we're drafting the pattern for the Skinnies pants and we're using tracing violin. Drawing it with biro, name the pattern piece, the size, how many to cut out and the markings. So our pattern pieces have been cut out. I'm using a stretchy sweatshirting. One of the first things we do is cut out some interfacing to the shape of the pocket where the hand is inserted to make it reinforced, and also a little piece of interfacing for the bottom half of the front centre waistband for where the buttonholes go in. Interfacing is ironed on, and with right sides facing, pin the pocket to the pants at the front. So with zigzag, press it, but I just want to grade the pocket. Pocket is folded to the wrong side, pressed, and I'm going to top stitch along there. So we've top stitched the pocket. We're going to fold it back at the fold lines, and we're going to zigzag the bottom of the pocket so things don't fall out. Zigzag and neaten it. I folded it at the mark lines at the top as well, pinned it down, and I'm going to stay stitch that in place. Now I've pressed the pockets on the wrong side, and now we are doing the front crotch. So matching your waistband, your front marking, and we're going to sew this with zigzag. Right, the front crotch has been cut. Front crotch seam has been sewn, and we're now going to clip the seam. Once clipped, press it to one side, and optionally you can top stitch that seam on the right side. So we're going to sew the back crotch like the front, right sides facing, match your markings, pin, sew with zigzag. Right, we've sewn the back crotch, and we're going to clip the seam, and because it's this sweatshirting I'm going to neaten it, and you can optionally, once pressed to one side, top stitch it in place like jeans. Okay, we're on to the inner leg seam. Okay, for start off, I'm going to pin the crotch, pin the ankle, and then pin in between. Okay, the inner seam is pinned and ready to sew, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to top stitch the crotch and the inner leg seam with a twin needle, which will neaten at the same time with a zigzag stitch underneath. So I've top stitched with the twin needle, makes it look a little bit jean-like, and on the inside you have the zigzag, and you trim away the excess fabric to make it nice and tidy. Right, so we're going to do the side seams, and with right sides facing, we're going to line up the ankle, top, so the hip mark, and pin in between. Right, so we're all pinned, ready to go. We're going to sew this with zigzag stitch. Okay, side seam is sewn. We're going to press it towards the back and take out the stay stitching on the pocket. Neaten the side seam and press towards the back. Optionally you can top stitch it with a twin needle. Mark buttonholes on the front of the waistband and sew, then open with the seam ripper. So measure the elastic required for your child's waist and sew it together, the centre back seam, with straight stitch, and then mark your centre front correlating with the buttonholes, and just pull the cord out, pin it, ready to put into the waistband. With right sides together, I've pinned the waistband. We're going to sew that and press the seam open. So I've cut the cord, put the cord through, and then I like to pin it down so we don't lose it. Okay, so I've pinned them down, and now I do a little knot to keep them on the outside. And then what we're going to do is fold the fabric down and pin around the waistband up to the elastic. Okay, so I've pinned the waistband. You can do a stay stitch there or just pin it in place. And I'm going to do a little tack stitch down here at the centre front and at the centre back. Stop the elastic moving around and rolling. So I've done some straight stitch between the two buttonholes and down the centre back to hold it in place, and so the elastic doesn't roll. So now we're going to attach the waistband to the pants with the tie side facing the pant, pin around matching centre back, centre front. Waistband is pinned to the pants, sewing with zigzag 1 centimetre seam allowance. The waistband's attached and I'm just going to knot the cord so it doesn't come out. Neaten the waistband seam and press it down. Hemming the leg cuff, 1.5 centimetre seam, pinning all the way round. The hem has been pinned and we're going to top stitch it with the twin needle. That's the Skinnies all made, ready to be worn. Thanks for watching. There's a link below to SEWNZ.com and also a link below to the E pattern for the Skinnies, and have a look at the rest of the range. Have a fantastic day. Happy sewing.